everyone! Today I'm going to be doing the one marker challenge. So I'm going to be picking one marker from my collection of Ohuhu and Copic Chow markers, and I'm just going to be picking one and making an illustration with only one marker. So you can see I chose my marker. It is 23, so it's a very dark orange marker, and this got me not necessarily concerned, but I was like sort of thinking in the back of my mind while I was drawing, like, oh well, how am I going to like show distinctions of like value and things when it's a really dark marker? Like if it was a light marker, like a light pink or maybe like a light blue or something, it might have been easier to do this challenge because you could have a very like distinct range of values. You know, you could have not only the light set of markers if you just like do one layer of that alcohol-based marker, or you could have it really, really dark and have quite a few layers of that marker. So I was just trying to think of what to draw, and I also kind of wanted to use this challenge to try something new. So I don't really draw beverages that often. Like, actually, I don't think I've ever drawn, like, at least in a video, or even at all, really. Like, I don't really draw beverages that often, so I'm like, okay, well, I could draw a girl holding some sort of beverage in her hand, so you can just see me sketching that out. The hand didn't look that great the first time, so I was just redoing it. And then later you'll see me erasing a lot of this because I realized I kind of drew it too small. Because this is the one marker challenge, you know, you're trying to have distinctions and value, try to show that everything is different from one another. So with the drawing being this small, it was kind of hard to see distinctions in certain things, especially with as dark of a marker as I have. And while drawing this, I also thought that instead of maybe having the value range distinction, as I said before, that I could have with the lighter color, since I have a darker color, I was like, oh hey, well maybe I could use texture instead. I mean, it's a marker, so you're just going to draw, you're not like going to add anything else to it or anything, just like maybe drawing like some stripes or some polka dots, things like that, you know? Some sort of pattern to distinct things from one another. So here I'm adding in more details to the sketch, just trying to make sure I have everything all planned out. And then trying to add in the line art here. And I wanted to make sure that the line art really popped, you know, so I was trying to add the Sharpie, which is bigger than what I usually use with the Micron fine liner pens. So I was trying to make that outline really distinct with this drawing. And then I come in with the fine line Sharpie, because since this is also a bigger drawing than what I usually do, I decided to go all out with the Sharpies for outlining this, and just started outlining everything real quick before I started to actually bring in the marker for this. So here I'm just going over the beverage, the facial features, things like that. And I actually think I did pretty well when it came to the face. Like, the face was actually pretty spot on with this one. I actually rather like it. So here, just waiting for that to dry before we keep moving on. And here you can see it finally dried, so now I'm just erasing all of the pencil because the pencil will get in the way of the actual alcohol marker coloring this outline in. And then I kind of thought that I wouldn't really color the skin, so I was just like thinking about that before I started coloring things in. So that actually helped with like the coloring of the hair and jacket and things, because if I colored the skin something, it would be really hard to show distinction between like the pants and the shirt and things. So I think it was for the best that I didn't color in the skin with this marker. So here I'm just coloring in the hair and the jacket the same sort of color. So since the hair is in a ponytail, it's not actually touching the jacket, so it's fine to have them be the same value. And with the stripes and polka dots that I mentioned previously to distinct things, I decided to make the shirt have stripes and the shoes have polka dots. So I added that in. And then I'm coloring in the eyes, since also the eyes aren't touching anything as well. Like, they're not that close to the hair, so it wouldn't have, it's fine to have it have the same color since it's not in direct confrontation with the hair, I guess. And for the hair tie, you may notice it's actually lighter than the hair. I actually did this with the alcohol blender that I have in my collection of Ohuhu markers. And I not only did that for the hair tie, but I also did it with the beverage as well that she's holding. You can see that happening right there. And I accidentally added it to the cap and the straw, so I just had to bring in my white gel pen to get rid of that. And here's some shading now. The shading was actually pretty good because I realized I needed to show that the ponytail is in fact different from the hair on her head. So I'm just shading that. And here I'm also adding darker value to the pants because the thing about alcohol-based markers is you can add in value, but you can't take it back. And the good thing with that is that I really needed to make something darker, you know, because I needed to have that distinction of values again. And since I can't have everything be too light, I decided to make the pants really, really dark to show the distinction between that and the jacket and the hair. Because if I had 3 things be the same value, it'd feel like too much of the same value, you know? So here I'm just adding another layer on that pants again. And after I felt like I had enough layers to the pants and that was fully dried, I started to add some shading to the ledge that this girl is sitting on. Now I didn't want to add any color to that because I felt like that would be too much orange and that would be in competition with not only the pants but also the shirt and the shoes. So I just decided to add that by bringing back my fine liner Sharpie and just outlining like some slight hatching, you know, just to show that this is in fact a ledge. There is some shadows there. So after adding that and some shading, the piece is done. Now, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. That would be greatly appreciated. And with that, I hope you have a magnificent day, and I will see you all later.